Well, let's take a look at the data set, the toy data set that I showed. And for that, we have to first create a CSV file that I have created here, variety, comma, yield, and all those figures. So I have created this data set and then I have to load it. So let's start by loading it. I have all the commands written down in a script file and I'm just going to execute them step by step. Okay, I started, fine, I have got this. I call the data set agree equal to read.csv, so I call the data set agree. And then the next line is to check whether it is the correct data set. So I will execute dimension and names in one line. So I have separated the two commands by semicolon. So it is 8 by 2 as expected, and the columns are variety and yield. Of course, in this case, I have just a very small data set, so I might as well just print the entire data set and see that this is indeed what I expected to see. Okay, so now let's start by plotting things. Plotting should always be the first step to get a main idea of what's happening. So I issue this plot command and I get this. Now the first thing that strikes me as odd is that it is plotting it as a scatter plot. And in the x-axis I can see variety coded as 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 3.0. Now 2.5. There is nothing called 1.5 or 2.5. It is because I have expressed variety as the three numbers 1, 2, 3. Now these are actually nominal values. These are names, and taking 1.5 as the value in between 1 and 2 is meaningless here. We have to tell R that it is a factor, which I have not done. I should have done that. So let me remedy that by issuing this command. Agree $variety equal to factor agree $variety. So let's try that. After that, I will again give the same command, plot, but now the result will be quite different. Let's take a look at it, and I can see a box and whisker plot. For variety 1, I get this box and whisker plot. For variety 2 and variety 3. Now, if I really see this in a real life data, I should be very skeptical about using the linear model that we have discussed so far, namely the homoscedastic model, because for variety 3 the box is huge, meaning the scatter is much. But in our case it's just a toy example, and for variety 3 we have just two observations, so I do not associate any importance to this thing. So I will just pretend as if everything is okay and I will proceed with the analysis.